My grandfather committed suicide. Though, to be honest, it wasn't surprising. You see, his wife had died earlier that year due to lung cancer, and my grandfather, who had always been a bit of a drinker, decided he'd stick a revolver in his mouth and pulled the trigger. No note, no letter to anyone, not even so much as a phone call to any of his children or otherwise. When my father found him, he was in his garage, slumped down on his recliner. There was a bottle of booze on the table, and a tray full of cigarette butts. The jukebox was still playing. It was on randomize. My grandfather had made the playlist himself. The box was filled with nothing but Chuck Berry 45s. The estate sale was fast enough, and all the money was evenly divided between our families. My father was the eldest of the four, and helped his father make the jukebox, so naturally he took it home after the funeral. My father set the machine up in the living room, where it sat ominously for months without being played. Then one day, on an especially boring day, I powered it up and let it play. The first song that played was You Can Never Tell. Though old, the 45s played better than some of the things I've heard on my MP3 player. The whirring gears and the metal joints resounded as they began to switch the record. As the next disc started to spin, all that played was dead silence. Then I could hear what was faint weeping, which escalated to a violent sobbing. After a minute or so of that, I could hear a bottle knock over. An invisible hand lifted something off the table. Then I finally heard the unmistakable noise of someone cocking a trigger. This was my grandfather's suicide note.